Hey, welcome back to Homefield Advantage. We're here with members of the Triathlon Club. How about you guys introduce yourself to start things off here?
I'm Carlos Gorina. I'm the co-captain of the triathlon team.
I'm Ryan Ripple. I am the head captain / president of the Triathlon Club.
And you guys got a big event coming up this weekend. Do you want to explain what you guys are hosting here in terms of the triathlon?
We are hosting an indoor triathlon this weekend. It's on Saturday. It's actually a collegiate race now. So the idea behind this is it's a 10-minute swim, 25-minute bikes, and then a 15-minute run. Figured it was a nice way to introduce people to our crazy sport. Sure.
So in terms of how they scale the winner, since it's pre-timed, it's just how much total distance you can get in each event, correct?
Yes, the person who gets the furthest distance in each event will get 1 point, second furthest 2 points, and then so on. So the best possible score is 3 points.
Okay. All right. And how many events like this have you guys participated in so far?
I just participated in one. It was one down in Iowa. That was the conference.
Yeah, conference championship.
Yeah, that was the conference championship. It was actually my first triathlon, and I actually enjoyed it a lot.
To be honest, I don't really know how many triathlons I have done. I've been doing these since I was about 12 years old, so wow. I have about 40-some under my belt.
Okay, wow, that's impressive. So what's your favorite aspect of the race, if you had to choose?
For me, it's the swimming and the biking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you excel at the most, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am partial favorite to the running just because I've been a runner for the past 10 years of my life, but I do enjoy the biking just because it's a nice way to sit.
Gotcha. So how did you two get into the sport? You said you got into it when you were 12. We'll start off with you. How did you get into it?
Actually, my uncles started a triathlon. They decided to do it just for fun. They're not the most in shape people you'll ever meet, so it's kind of interesting to see it. So me and my dad went to go watch and actually see what they were going to do. As soon as we saw that they could do it, we're just like, we should sign up next year. And ever since then, we've been doing it, and they actually stopped doing triathlons, but me and my dad have been doing them ever since.
Awesome. How about you, Carlos?
I don't really know how I got into it. I'm a soccer player myself, but then slowly within the time, I like running a little better. And then I guess I just met Ryan, and then that was a way of like getting into the triathlon.
Okay, great. Awesome. So this is the second year you said that this club has been going. What were some of the challenges of getting it started?
The club actually was founded in 2010, so this is the second or third year of the club. I don't really know.
Okay. Second.
But there's been a lot of challenges. First, we had to do a bunch of paperwork to get it actually recognized as a student organization through the university. And then there was even more paperwork to get us recognized as a sports club. And we had to make sure we had at least, I think it's about 5 members, and 2/3 have to be student members or university students.
Okay.
So.
All right. And then, so is this the first event that you guys have hosted, or have you hosted here in the past?
Last year we started the indoor triathlons. Basically, the year before, it was pretty much our first year. We wanted to get people into it, and then we came into competing indoor triathlons, saw what they were all about, and realized it's a great way to recruit people for our team and give a nice, safe environment for triathlon. So we decided last year we'll host one, see how it goes. Ended up hosting 2 last year, had about 30 people for each, so it was a nice turnout. And then this year, we got about 100 people signed up for it right now.
We have 10 waves, I think.
Okay, well, great. So in terms of the differences between indoor and outdoor, how much longer would you say an outdoor takes?
Well, if we look at the pros, they'll be done in about an hour, 40 minutes, and then you look at the collegiate athletes, the top guys will be about an hour, 55, and then you'll have anywhere to about 4 hours.
Okay. So just a broad range of people who are really competitive, and then people who are just trying to be in shape and trying to have a good time and compete.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really enjoy about the sport is you'll see people there that have the money, have like $10,000 bike and train all the time and are really good, and then you also have the people who are just doing it to do it. They just want to prove to themselves that they can do it and tell other people that they can do it.
Sure. So I guess what would you say in terms to be a triathlete? What's the most important thing, most important quality to be a triathlete?
I think you have to challenge yourself. Many workouts, we wake up at like 5, 6 in the morning to go swimming or go biking. And that, when you wake up, that's really hard. But then at the end of the day, you just like, I don't know, you're happy that you challenge yourself and then you keep up working out towards a goal, which is a triathlon.
Sure.
I feel you need two things. One, a little bit of motivation to actually get up and do the workouts, because running for hours on end is not the funnest thing in the world half the time. And a little bit of insanity to actually realize that this is a fun sport to continue in.
Okay. And then, like, did you guys have any like background in high school of like running cross country or being on the swim team, stuff like that, that kind of helped aid you along the path in this kind of competition?
In high school, I ran varsity cross country all 4 years. I was a track mid-distance runner, and I was on the swim team for 2 years.
Okay. And you said you're a big soccer player. You're from Spain originally, right, Carlos?
Yeah.
So did you mostly just play soccer?
Yeah, I played soccer while I was living in Spain, but then I came here when I was 17, and then I tried all variety of sports,
Sure.
from football to wrestling, tennis, swimming.
Okay, so you're just getting a flavor for all of the different sports.
Yep.
Then. But yeah, I know like with soccer, endurance is one of the biggest things that people forget, that you have to be running around basically constantly for.
Yeah,
90
and
minutes.
mostly in the U.S. In the U.S. is so much running all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys have like a certain amount of dues that you have to pay or fundraisers you have to put on in order to make something like this happen?
Yeah, we try and keep our dues at minimum cost, just because this sport can get really expensive, as Carlos can explain later. But our dues are only $30. The indoor triathlon is our biggest fundraiser, and this year we're actually going to be making quite a bit of money. The last 2 years our club actually has been in debt, so that wasn't fun. But we haven't done anything ridiculous for fundraisers. Yeah.
And then he was going to say, he was kind of alluding to the fact that the sport can be expensive as it is, and that you might have like something to add on that.
Yeah, once you get cutting to like wanting to like buy a bike and then buy like a wetsuit, buy like a actual like a triathlon suit and everything, it gets expensive and expensive and expensive,
Sure.
and it's hard to keep up with that.
Yeah, Carlos, I met him pretty much the first week of school, and actually the first weekend was the Madison Ironman, which is, I don't know, an Ironman is probably one of the top triathlons you can do. It's a 2.4 mile swim, 112 miles of biking, and then 26.2 mile run. And then the weekend after that was conference championships, and Carlos was gung-ho to go no matter what. So he signed up, he bought a bike the next day, bought a wetsuit, bought a USA team membership, ended up spending probably the most money I've ever heard anyone spend within a 24-hour period of signing up for a triathlon.
That's not
and just
true.
went.
Not true? Not a true story?
That's what you told me.
All right, so is there anything else you guys would like to add about your sport or anything like that?
I mean, anyone who's interested in doing a triathlon somewhat, come out, join us for practice, see what we're all about. We're really not that bad of a group of people. We try and make things somewhat easy, somewhat difficult, but really you'll get out of it what you put into it. It's not as bad as it sounds. Anyone can do a triathlon if you really want to do it. But, I mean, we're a collegiate sport, so we are competing against other collegiate teams. So if you're not, say, on a school team, you can compete with us. We're going down to nationals again this spring. We went last year. It was a lot of fun. A bunch of college kids having a blast. So.
All right. So where are the nationals held then? Are they the same place every year?
Nationals for the last 2 years was held in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and this year it's actually been moved to Tempe, Arizona.
Okay. And when is that again this year?
Collegiate Nationals this year will be, I think it's scheduled for April 13th.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have in terms of questions for you guys. It was great learning about your sport. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We're gonna do a quick commercial break. When we get back, Scott and Ari will be doing some water cooler sports for you, talking about the national sports scene. You're watching Homefield Advantage.